Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be exploring a summary of customer retention, an experiential approach,
Yeah,
which is a really interesting book that kind of
it is.
flips the script on how we traditionally think about customer retention. So by the end of this deep dive,
Yeah.
we're hoping that you'll be walking away with some really solid, actionable knowledge
Mm.
about building,
Yeah.
that customer loyalty,
You do.
especially in such a competitive market today.
Yeah. And I think one of the most fascinating things that this book brings up
Okay.
is this whole idea of an experiential approach
Yeah.
to retention, moving beyond just the, kind of dry strategies and actually thinking about creating
I
experiences
love that.
that really resonate with your customers.
Yeah, and I think, you can't really create those experiences
Exactly.
without first understanding your customer's needs.
Yeah,
And I think this book does a really good job of kind of setting that foundation of like, you're not going to build a house on,
yeah,
a foundation of sand.
for sure.
And I think that's kind of how they lay it out.
Yeah, and it's interesting because they really talk about moving beyond
Okay.
just those kind of like surface level demographics
Mm.
and really understanding like the why behind customer choices,
The motivation.
motivations. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, and it's almost like, if you think about like a doctor
Okay.
treating a patient,
Yeah.
you wouldn't just want to address the symptoms on the surface.
Right.
You really want to understand like what's the root cause of this illness
Okay.
and how can we treat that?
Right.
And businesses really need to take a similar approach.
Okay, so instead of just treating the symptoms of like a
Ex-
customer leaving,
Yeah.
we need to kind of diagnose like why are they leaving?
Yeah.
Okay, but how do we do that?
Well, I mean, it's not like we can hook people up to an MRI machine and see what's going on in their minds.
Right, exactly.
But, there are some really great tools
Okay.
that businesses have at their disposal now.
Okay.
Things like market research,
Yeah.
customer surveys,
Mm-hmm.
even just, analyzing your website traffic
Okay.
can reveal a lot of really valuable insights.
Okay.
And then, of course, there's the gold mine of customer feedback.
Right.
What are people saying in reviews?
Yeah.
What are they saying on social media?
What are they telling your customer service team?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of those things are clues
Okay.
into understanding what makes your customers tick.
So it's a combination of data
Yeah,
and actually listening.
exactly.
Okay.
You got to do both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a grasp on these deep-seated needs.
Right.
Now, how do we translate that into building loyalty?
Well, that's where building trust and credibility comes into play.
Okay.
And, the book really hammers this home.
Oh.
Like, trust is really the bedrock
Right.
of any strong customer relationship.
It's so true. Yeah.
I think about brands that I'm loyal to, and it really always comes down to, do I trust them?
For sure.
Is there a consistent quality?
Yeah.
Are they transparent?
Exactly.
Like, for example, my favorite local coffee shop,
Yeah.
like they consistently brew fantastic coffee.
Nice.
They source their beans ethically, and the baristas are always friendly and welcoming.
Love it.
And it's that combination that creates trust for me,
Exactly.
and I keep going back.
I think that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
And, if you think about it from a business perspective, offering
Yeah.
consistently high-quality products or services,
Right.
having transparent communication with your customers,
Mhm.
and, just engaging in ethical practices,
Yeah.
all of those things contribute to building that trust.
Absolutely.
And it's about showing your customers
Yeah.
that you have their best interests at heart.
I bet that leads to long-term benefits.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, when customers trust you.
They're more likely to become repeat buyers.
Mm-hmm.
They might even spend more over time. We call that customer lifetime value.
Yeah.
Which is basically the total revenue a company can expect to generate
Okay.
from a single customer throughout their relationship with the company.
I like that.
And, they're also more likely to recommend you to others
Right.
and become advocates for your brand,
Right.
which is, priceless.
Yeah. And if there's a hiccup,
Yeah,
they're more likely to forgive you.
exactly. It's
But-
all about building that goodwill.
Exactly. Yeah. It's like that they say,
Yeah.
a happy customer tells a friend, an unhappy customer tells everyone.
That's right.
But in the digital age, everyone is a much larger audience.
That's very true.
So that's where this whole embracing digital transformation comes in.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. And the book argues that in today's world,
Yeah.
businesses really need to meet customers where they are.
Okay.
And increasingly, that means online. So this includes having user-friendly websites,
Mm-hmm.
having an engaging social media presence,
Yeah.
and, potentially even developing mobile apps.
I think this is where a lot of businesses, especially like smaller businesses, get
Uh-huh.
really overwhelmed because it feels like
You got to be everywhere.
you have to be on all the platforms
Yeah,
all the time,
you do.
and it can be a lot.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's definitely about being strategic,
Okay.
not just being everywhere.
Okay.
So, the key is to identify the platforms
Right.
where your target audience is hanging out
Yeah.
and focus your efforts there.
Yeah.
And don't underestimate the power of data analytics,
Right.
by analyzing data like website traffic,
Mm.
social media engagement,
Yeah.
customer purchase history.
Okay.
You can create those personalized experiences
Okay.
that make customers feel really seen and understood.
So instead of just blasting out
Yeah, exactly.
these generic messages,
Generic messages, yeah.
we can tailor.
Yeah, tailored to their preferences.
Yeah, like how,
Yeah,
online retailers will give you recommendations
absolutely.
based on past purchases,
Yeah.
Browsing history.
Exactly. It's all about creating that,
That you get me
you get me.
feeling.
Yeah,
Yeah. That makes customers feel valued
exactly.
and strengthens their connection to your brand.
It's powerful.
It is powerful, but, while providing a seamless digital experience is crucial,
Yeah,
we can't forget about the human element.
right.
You know, providing exceptional customer service
Yeah.
is still absolutely essential
Yeah,
to building those lasting customer relationships.
yeah. Have you had any, super memorable customer service interactions?
Oh, so many.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, both good and bad, but,
Right.
the ones that really stick with you.
Yeah, what about you?
Oh, gosh. Yeah, I remember this one time I had
Yeah.
an issue with an online order.
And the customer service representative was just incredible.
Okay.
They went above and beyond to not only resolve the issue quickly,
Yeah.
but they offered a really sincere apology
Okay.
and even gave me a discount on my next purchase.
Wow.
Yeah, it totally changed my perception of the company
Okay.
and turned me into a loyal customer.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, and that's a perfect example of how exceptional customer service can really turn
Yeah.
a negative experience into a positive one.
Right.
And the book really highlights that,
Yeah.
in investing in training your employees,
Hmm.
empowering them
Okay.
to provide that outstanding service is just crucial.
So beyond just being polite and
Okay.
following a script,
Yeah.
what makes customer service exceptional?
Well, it boils down to having a team
Okay.
that's knowledgeable,
Okay.
responsive,
Mm-hmm.
and genuinely empathetic.
Right.
They need to be able to answer questions accurately,
Yeah.
troubleshoot problems efficiently,
Yeah.
and do it all with a human touch.
Yeah.
Make the customer feel heard and understood.
And I'm guessing that doesn't just make customers happy.
No.
That impacts the bottom line.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way.
Okay.
Excellent customer service can turn one-time buyers
Okay.
into loyal advocates
Right.
who not only come back for more,
Mm-hmm.
but also enthusiastically recommend your business to their network.
Yeah.
Word-of-mouth marketing is so powerful,
Oh, that's huge.
especially today,
You're right.
where people are just bombarded with advertising everywhere they turn.
Right. It's those genuine connections
Right.
that make people want to share their
Exactly.
experience.
Right. It's authentic.
Yeah. And speaking of expanding reach,
Yeah.
the book also mentions collaboration and partnerships.
Yes.
How does that fit into the customer retention puzzle?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
If you think about a puzzle,
Okay.
it's made up of all these different pieces that fit together to create a complete picture.
Yeah.
And strategic partnerships work in a similar way.
Okay.
They allow businesses to offer more comprehensive solutions
Okay.
to their customers' needs.
So you're finding businesses that complement your strengths?
Exactly.
Okay.
And offer additional value to your shared customer base.
Okay.
So, for example, imagine you own a pet supply store.
Okay.
Partnering with a local dog groomer
Mm-hmm.
or a veterinarian
Yeah.
could create this one-stop shop for
Right.
pet owners.
Makes their life easier.
Makes their lives easier.
Yeah.
And, potentially increases their loyalty to both businesses.
Right.
Or if you run a boutique clothing store,
Yeah.
you could collaborate with a jewelry designer
Mm-hmm.
or a stylist
Yeah.
to offer a more complete and personalized shopping experience.
So it's all about adding value and convenience
Exactly.
for the customer.
It's about creating that synergy
Yeah, which ultimately strengthens their connection to
Absolutely.
your brand.
Yeah.
Uh,
And then finally, we can't forget about the importance
yeah.
of continuous improvement
Hmm.
and adaptation.
Right, because what works today
Exactly.
might not work tomorrow.
Yeah, the business landscape is constantly changing.
Right.
So you need to be willing to track metrics,
Mm-hmm.
analyze results,
Okay.
adapt your strategies
Yeah.
to stay ahead of the curve
Right.
and meet those evolving customer needs.
Yeah. I love that idea of like constantly fine-tuning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's an ongoing process
Yeah.
of learning and evolving
Right.
and staying attuned to your customers.
Okay, so we've covered the key principles.
Yeah,
Um,
kind of this overarching
yeah, of this experiential approach.
experiential approach, yeah.
What about like specific actionable strategies?
Well, the book outlines a variety of those,
Okay.
and I think we should dive into those
Yeah.
right after a quick break.
Awesome. Stay tuned.
All right, so one of the first strategies that the book really dives into is this idea of leveraging customer touchpoints.
Okay, and maybe for those who aren't familiar, can you remind us what touch points are?
Yeah, so touchpoints are essentially any interaction a
Mm.
customer has with your brand.
Okay.
So this could be anything from visiting your website,
Okay.
following you on social media,
Hmm.
receiving a newsletter,
Right.
contacting customer service,
Okay.
participating in a loyalty program.
Right.
Any point where a customer comes into contact with your brand.
Makes sense.
That's a touch point.
Okay.
And the idea is that
Yeah.
each of these touch points is an opportunity
Okay.
to reinforce your brand values,
Right.
build relationships,
Yeah.
gather valuable feedback.
Okay. But I'm guessing it's easy to fall into that trap of
Sure.
just sending out like generic messages
Yeah, generic messages, yeah.
or treating it as just a transaction. Like,
Right.
how do you make it
How do you make it meaningful?
meaningful? Yeah.
Right. Well, that's where data comes in,
Okay.
right? So by utilizing data analytics,
Hmm.
you can tailor your messages,
Okay.
your offerings,
Hmm.
to individual customer preferences and needs.
So it's like those personalized recommendations you get on like
Exactly.
Spotify or
Yeah,
Netflix.
yeah, like those are all
Data driven.
data-driven, yeah.
Right.
So you can apply that
Yeah.
same principle to, any customer touch point.
So we're moving beyond the one size fits all.
One size fits all
Yeah.
approach.
It's about personalization.
And making people feel like you're speaking
You get them to
directly.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one that the book highlights
Oh,
is
yeah.
employee engagement
Right.
and empowerment.
And empowerment. And that makes sense because
Yeah.
they are the face of your brand.
Your employees.
Your employees. Yeah.
Right.
They're the ones interacting
On a daily basis.
on a daily basis with those customers.
Right. Right. And so, obviously happy, motivated employees
Yeah.
are going to provide better service.
Right.
And so the book really emphasizes
Okay.
investing in training,
Mm.
creating a supportive work environment,
Okay.
and empowering employees
Yeah.
to make decisions,
Right.
that benefit the customer.
Right.
When employees feel valued and trusted,
Yeah.
that's going to translate
Right.
into how they interact.
It's a ripple effect.
It is, yeah.
Happy employees, happy customers.
Exactly.
And then it's interesting you said empower employees because then the book also talks about
Right.
customer empowerment.
Customer empowerment. Yeah.
And it seems counterintuitive.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
But it actually can lead to
Different-
increased satisfaction and loyalty.
So what does it mean to empower your customers?
So basically, it's about giving customers the tools,
Yep.
the resources, the information
Yeah.
that they need
Right.
to solve problems.
Right. And make informed decisions on their own.
Okay.
So, this could be things like
Yeah.
providing detailed product information online,
Okay.
offering self-service options
Mm-hmm.
through a website or an app,
Right.
creating a comprehensive FAQ section
Yeah, okay.
that addresses common questions and concerns.
So you're giving them more control
You are.
over their experience.
They're giving them more control.
And trusting that they can find
You're trusting them.
a solution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by doing that,
Yeah.
you're showing them respect
Okay.
for their time
Mm-hmm.
and their autonomy.
Right.
But you're also freeing up your customer service team
Right.
to focus on those more complex issues.
So it's a win-win
It's a win-win
for both.
for both.
Okay. And then they also talk about the importance of showing respect
Right.
and appreciation.
Appreciation. And,
Seems obvious.
it seems obvious, but you'd be surprised
Mhm.
how often businesses overlook these simple but powerful actions.
Yeah. It's like those little things.
Little things that can go a
Yeah.
long way.
We've all felt like
Yeah.
just another number
Just a transaction.
to a company.
Right. Exactly.
It doesn't feel good.
And so,
Yeah.
the book emphasizes
Okay.
treating customers with courtesy,
Mm-hmm.
listening to their feedback,
Yeah.
addressing their concerns
Okay.
promptly and efficiently,
Right.
going the extra mile
Yeah.
to show that you value their business.
Yeah. It could be as simple as
It could be.
a handwritten thank you note, a
Yeah,
personalized email,
exactly.
remembering their name,
Remembering their name.
preferences.
References, yeah.
Those little things.
Little things make a big difference.
And then there's the art of service recovery,
Right,
which is turning those negative experiences
right. Into an opportunity.
into a positive.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Because we all know
Yeah.
things are going to go wrong sometimes.
Oh.
A product's going to arrive damaged.
Right.
An order gets messed up.
An order's late.
An order's late.
Misunderstanding.
A misunderstanding. There's going to be issues.
Yeah.
It's inevitable.
But it's how you handle it.
It's how you handle it.
Right.
That makes all the difference.
That can make or break
Yeah.
the relationship
Right.
with the customer.
And so the book stresses the importance
Yeah.
of having those
Yeah.
clear procedures in place for service recovery.
Okay.
So empowering employees to resolve issues
Mm-hmm.
quickly and effectively,
Yeah.
offering sincere apologies,
Right.
providing appropriate compensation,
Right.
or solutions to rectify the situation.
It's about taking accountability,
It is.
showing empathy,
Yeah.
and that you want to make it right.
You want to make it right.
Yeah.
Because mistakes happen,
Right.
but it's how you respond.
That's how you respond.
That determines
Yeah.
whether a customer walks away frustrated
Right.
or feeling even more loyal than before.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. And then all of this is tied together
It is.
with this idea of building
Right.
a customer-centric culture.
A customer-centric culture, yeah.
Okay. What does that mean?
So that's really about
Yeah.
weaving the customer
Okay.
into the very fabric
Mm-hmm.
of your business.
Right.
So every decision you make,
Okay.
every process you implement,
Yeah.
you should consider it
Okay.
through the lens.
Right.
How is this going to impact our customers?
So it's not just a marketing initiative.
It's got to be
It's everyone.
company-wide.
Right.
It's got to be part of the
In the DNA
DNA of the company.
of the company.
Yeah.
Right.
And that means
Yeah.
aligning your values,
Mm-hmm.
your goals,
Yeah.
your strategies
Okay.
with the needs and expectations of your customers.
So everybody from the CEO
Everybody.
down to,
Yeah. The newest hire
the newest hire,
needs to be on board with this.
focused on the customer.
Yeah.
Right.
Customer centricity.
This has been really insightful.
Glad to hear it.
We've covered a lot.
We have.
From understanding customer needs
Yeah.
to empowering employees
Right.
to fostering this
The customer-centric.
customer-centric culture.
It's a lot.
It is. It's clear that customer retention is multifaceted.
It is.
But the good news is
The good news is
you don't have to do everything at once.
don't have to do everything at once.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we were saying about those touch
Let's
points.
start small.
Start small.
Experiment and figure out
See what works.
what works.
What
Right.
business.
Yeah.
And, the key takeaway here,
Yeah.
I think the most important thing to remember
Yeah.
is that customer retention.
Okay.
It's not about transactions.
Right.
It's about relationships.
Right.
When you focus on creating positive experiences,
Mm-hmm.
you build trust.
Yeah.
You show your customers you value their business.
Yeah. The loyalty will follow.
So we're shifting from that transactional
Mindset
to a relationship.
to a relationship-focused one.
And, when you build those
Yeah.
authentic connections,
Yeah.
that's what turns customers into advocates.
Right.
They come back for more.
Mm-hmm.
They spread the word.
And they tell their friends.
We tell their friends,
Yeah.
their family, and that's priceless,
Yeah.
you know?
Okay, so as we kind of wrap up,
Yeah.
what's one small change
No, good question.
that our listeners can implement today
Yeah.
to enhance their customer experience?
Ooh, that's a good challenge.
Yeah.
Um,
Could it be a thank you note?
it could be a thank you note.
Could it be empowering employees
It could be empowering your employees
to resolve issues?
Yeah, to handle those situations.
Could it be taking more time to listen?
Taking more time to listen to that customer feedback.
to feedback.
Yeah.
Right.
Any of those things
Yeah.
can make a difference.
Right.
Can make a difference.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us
Absolutely.
for this deep dive
It's been a pleasure.
into Summary of Customer Retention, an experiential approach.
Great book.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
Hopefully some actionable strategies
that you can use
Yeah.
to really transform your approach
to your customer relationship.
to customer retention.
Yes. Yeah.
Remember, cultivating customer loyalty is a journey,
It's a journey, not a destination.
not a destination.
Keep learning.
So keep learning,
Keep growing.
keep growing,
and keep those customer relationships thriving.
Thriving. Thanks for listening. We've been talking all about customer retention and this experiential approach laid out in Summary of Customer Retention, an experiential approach.
It's a great approach, yeah.
And I think we've really, we've unpacked a lot.
Yeah, a lot of different facets to it.
Yeah, from like understanding customer needs to empowering employees to even fostering this customer-centric culture.
Yeah, and like we've said, you don't have to tackle everything at once.
Right.
Even small changes can make a big impact.
Absolutely. And I think it's easy to get overwhelmed by all the information, but really just taking it one step at a time.
One step at a time, find what works for you.
And like you were saying, it's an ongoing journey.
It is. It really is.
It's not a destination.
Yeah, the landscape is constantly changing, so you got to be ready to adapt.
Absolutely. So for our listeners out there who are, ready to kind of put all this into practice, what's the one key takeaway that you would leave them with?
I would say the most important thing is to shift your perspective.
Okay.
From seeing customer retention as purely transactional to viewing it as an opportunity to cultivate genuine relationships.
Okay.
When you prioritize creating positive experiences, building that trust, demonstrating that you value your customers, that loyalty will follow.
So it's moving beyond just completing a transaction. Right. It's about fostering those connections. And those are the connections that turn, satisfied customers into loyal advocates.
Absolutely. They'll come back for more.
Right.
And they'll spread the word.
And in today's world, like word of mouth is...
Oh, it's gold.
So valuable.
So valuable.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it all goes back to understanding your customer.
It all comes back to that.
Right.
Understanding their needs.
Yeah. So as we wrap up this deep dive... What's one small change our listeners can make today?
Oh, that's a good one.
To enhance their customers' experience?
I love that.
Could it be sending a personalized thank you?
It could be.
Could it be empowering employees to handle those issues?
Absolutely. Yeah, give them that power.
Right.
Yeah.
Or could it be just simply taking more time to listen to that feedback?
Taking the time to really listen.
Yeah.
To understand.
Every interaction is an opportunity
to
make a difference.
Absolutely.
So thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
Thank you for having me.
Into Summary of Customer Retention, an experiential approach.
It's been a pleasure.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights and actionable strategies.
Yeah, take this and run with it.
That you can use to really transform your approach to customer retention.
Exactly.
And remember, it's an ongoing journey.
It is. So keep learning, keep growing.
Keep those relationships thriving.
Absolutely.
Thanks for listening.